can listen to this in whatever position that you're in. You can be laying down or sitting or doing whatever it is that you're doing. And just as you arrive, getting to a place where your spine is straight, where your posture feels aligned, and that your shoulders are aligned over your hips, or the back of your throat is aligned with your pelvic floor. So just checking in with that, your trunk, and this whole center line of the body. And if you're in a space where you feel safe to do so, at any point you can allow the eyes to close. And just mark your arrival today to this practice with a full, deep cleansing breath. Inhaling fully through the nose and really filling up. Pausing for a moment when you are full and just noticing what that feels like to be totally full. And then slowly letting that go. Emptying yourself fully and pushing a little bit more air out of you even once you think you're empty, and just truly emptying yourself and then pausing there. And allowing the next breath to come as needed. And that can be a really nice practice if you're feeling kind of stuck in your head or in the day already. Then you can do that a few more times. You can take full, deep inhales, exaggerating the inhales, and then pausing when you are full, and then exaggerating the exhales and pausing at the bottom. And at any point, you can release the control over your breath, or release the guidance over the breath, and feel yourself stepping back and up into that role of the observer and the witness, even if just for a moment. Just seeing if you can witness your body breathing without having any control or guidance over the breath itself. As you remember that your breath is powerful, it works for you with your guidance or without. And remembering how the breath is the one bodily function that can do that. It's the one thing that can be either voluntary or involuntary. So the breath is our connection. It's our connection to whatever source it is that allows your heart to beat, that allows your body to breathe when you are asleep, that allows you to hear, to see, to feel. So observing that breath, or observing anything, any function within the body, maybe the heartbeat or anything else, the pulse, observing that with the same awe that you would any other force of nature. This is you remember that your body is a force of nature. And when you observe a force of nature, there is no judgments about it. There is no opinions or need to change or to control it. So just practicing looking at your body and your mind in that same light. Knowing that that is sometimes really difficult for us to do. So being kind and gentle with yourself, no matter where you're at today. And you'll start to bring your awareness to the muscles in your face and in your head. And as you first arrive here, just notice what muscles are holding any tension. Maybe the brows are furrowed, maybe the jaw is really tight, maybe the nostrils are flared, or the chin. And you can even exaggerate that tension. You can even like squish your face together and just really feel all those muscles so that you can feel the full contrast. And then relax and soften so that you can feel the difference between being tense and being soft and open. And even all those little muscles along the lash line. All those ones that scrunch up when you squint. All those tiny little muscles, feeling those soften so that the corners of your eyes feel like they're getting a little bit wider, maybe. And allow your ears to relax, your hairline and your scalp. And even feel your brain start to soften into place. Just allow your brain to be held by the skull. Allow your eyeballs to be held by their sockets. And just leaning into that support of your body. Kind of if you imagine when you're resting in a loved one's arms, maybe your mother's arms or anyone who makes you feel really safe. How you can have that resistance. You can kind of like resist the hug, or you can exhale and allow yourself to be wrapped and loved and hugged. And doing that same sort of thing just with your own body, just remembering that your body has this built-in support. You have sockets for your eyes to rest in. You have a skull for your brain to rest in. Even your tongue, let your tongue be held by the mouth. And just let that same sensation continue down your body, naturally spread. Let your throat soften, your shoulders. And as your shoulders soften, you can feel your collarbones expand at the same time. So feeling a sense, proud or broader sense across the heart, so that your heart is resting right in line with the shoulders. So it's not puffing forward and sacrificing the lower back. It's not curled back, sacrificing the front of the heart. It's just right in that neutral position, that proud position. And as you do this, your arms becoming heavy, your hands resting in their natural position, allowing for any natural curving in the fingers. And so you start to recognize how your heart is beating. Maybe hearing your heartbeat or feeling it. And if you're having trouble feeling it today, then you can always place one or both hands there to just emphasize that and just remind yourself of the reality that your heart is beating and pumping blood throughout your body. So there is a pulse running throughout your body. And this is your body. You are inside of it. So you can feel it. You get really still and quiet and come at this from a curious, observant perspective. Trusting your body, trusting that you will feel what you need to feel. You will release what you need to release. You will grow what you need to grow. And just trusting the natural intelligence of your body and releasing that need to orchestrate everything that's happening. Releasing that inner planner, knowing that it will be there. The goal of this is to just step away from listening to that planner just for a few moments of your day. And as you're feeling your heartbeat, you may even feel the heart beating in your hands. Just remembering that physical connection between your heart and your hands. and the veins and vessels that physically connect your heart, physically pump blood from your heart into your hands. Just remembering the reality of that and witnessing it taking place right now. And then as your body breathes in, you can allow your lungs to be hugged by your rib cage. You can allow your stomach and organs to be hugged by the muscles in the abdomen and the back. Just letting your body rest under the support of your body. Letting yourself, your nervous system, your organs, letting it be hugged, letting it be loved by your muscles, your bones, your skin. Remembering how everything is kind of hugging your body. The reason or the way that things can be held inside of you is by this hugging motion, by this hugging sensation of the skin against the muscles and the muscles against the bones. And how that just continues down and down to the cellular level, where everything is just hugging tight together, leaning into that love. And letting your hips soften into place, letting your pelvic floor fully release and your glutes. And letting your legs relax into whatever position they're in. And just feeling the muscles release away from the bones, just resting in that support of the skin. Allowing yourself to let go of any rigidity in your body, in your posture and muscles, as well as in your mind. Noticing if the mind is trying to feel anything specific or trying to have any specific experience during this practice. And as soon as you notice the mind doing that, you're automatically back into the practice. You're back into the observer. Knowing that observing the wandering mind is what this practice is. It's a big part of the meditation practice. Letting the feet and the toes relax. So that you can now almost see the outline of your body, even with the eyes closed. Now that you've awakened all the muscles and skin, the organs, you've checked in, you can kind of see exactly how much space you are taking up. And once again, softening your jaw, softening your forehead and your eyes. And maybe letting your gaze peer into the forehead, into that internal mind screen. Or maybe the eyes roll back even further and peer into the mind. So wherever the eyes feel like resting, just letting them gaze into that space, even if all you see is blackness, just gazing into that dark, into the inside of your head. You spend so much time looking at external screens and taking in external information from the minds of others. It's really important that we all take this time to look at our own screen. see what's going on inside of us. And again, releasing that need or any need to feel or see something specific. And just allow yourself to observe whatever it is that you see. Knowing this will be different every moment of every day. So observing whatever is present in this moment. Maybe you start to feel a slight pulsing in your forehead, in that third eye center. And that same pulse that is in your heart, and that same pulse that is in your stomach. And as you're just observing the natural rhythm of your body, just remind yourself of the power of your body, of the wonder, the miracle that is your body. And how that expands into your mind as well. And just remembering the uniqueness of who you are. Remembering that no one else hears exactly what it is that you hear. No one else thinks exactly what you think, sees what you see, feels what you feel, etc. And remembering we are all connected, but we all are also individuals. We're all our own expression of that collective energy. And that is something unique and to be awed and appreciated. And sometimes we can get really stuck in comparison, comparing ourselves to the others around us or trying to be like the people we admire. And there's nothing really wrong with that, but as long as we remember that no one else can do what we do. No one else is thinking what we're thinking, feeling what we're feeling, seeing what we're seeing, and so on. And that is something really special. That is something to be shared, to be fed. And only you know what feeds that inner creativity in you. Maybe you love to run, maybe you love to cook, play, dance, write, draw, maybe all of those things, or something entirely different. But just remembering that you are unique and special and worthy. You're worthy of all the great things. And you will achieve all that you are meant to achieve in this life. You will share all that you are meant to share. And you are always exactly where you need to be, even when it doesn't feel like it, even when you feel really in the dark. Remembering that darkness is a part of the path. Darkness is guaranteed. We need darkness. We need to stray from the center in order to understand where our center is. So no matter where you are on this circular spiral path today, just appreciating it for what it is. Letting yourself be in the storm if you're in the storm. Maybe just crying or yelling or whatever you need to do. And being in the sun, basking in the sun, if that's where you are, or anywhere in between. And just remembering that your body is just like the moon. Your experience is just like the moon. And sometimes you are completely illuminated by soul, by the sun, by that feeling of oneness, that understanding of connection. Sometimes it is a full moon, and you are totally in that light. And other times it is a new moon. Other times you are completely in the dark from that light. And you're still there, you still exist, but there's just not light reflecting off of you. And then all those stages in between, all those phases of the moon are the same phases that you go through. So not trying to erase any of the phases. New moons are beautiful. They provide fertileness and growth. So letting yourself be in that dark space if that's where you are, and in the light if that's where you are. And just trusting that you're always on your way to where you need to be. And all good things, period, are always on their way. And just trusting in your own power to love yourself and therefore love everything else. Knowing that we cannot truly love, truly and deeply love the people around us or the world around us until we have truly and deeply loved ourselves. I'm going to read a passage from Inward by Yung Pueblo, and I'll type the name of the book into the chat at the end of this. So you can just keep feeling your body, keep noticing, and take with you what resonates and leave what doesn't. The beauty of self-love is that it can grow into the unconditional love that can end all harm. With self-love, we have the determination and courage to move deeply inward, using honesty as our guide. This inward movement transforms our being, dramatically enhancing our awareness of who we are, our understanding of the universe, and our capabilities as individuals. A beautiful result of this process is that our new sense of compassion toward ourselves does not end with us. It blossoms and flows outward into the lives of others and has the capacity, if consistently cultivated, to encompass all beings. This growing compassion becomes the centerpiece and active component of a love that knows no limits. Unconditional love for ourselves and others completely respects our sovereignty as individuals and honors our power by no longer allowing ourselves to be harmed by anyone. This limitless love also gives us new grace and clarity that helps us see ourselves in all other beings and better understand where they are coming from. It gives us strength to treat all with kindness and support, all in living lives in which they are no longer harmed. Unconditional love can bring balance to our world. The clarity it produces can help us better understand the roots of harm and work to eliminate them so that all can have the external freedom needed to work on their own internal liberation. The greed and reactiveness that cause harm can be replaced with love as the primary motivator and responses of kindness as our principal form of action. To create this shift in our world, many will have to heal themselves deeply by doing their inner work, releasing burdens within themselves and creating enough space so that their own self-love can breathe deeply and expand into unconditional love. As more expand into this field of greater egolessness, the world will shift with us and be significantly relieved of the greed that sits at the center of the imbalance we currently experience. Our love as a humanity does not need to be perfectly unconditional to change the world. Every time our collective love grows, it creates a better future. Healing yourself will ask more of you. More rest, more self-love, more letting go, more time for learning, more space for transformation, more honesty about how you feel, more time developing good habits, more courage to try new practices, more faith in yourself in the process, and more time cultivating your inner peace. Just letting those words settle, feeling how your body is responding. Once again, reminding your body to soften and release into the support around you. Letting yourself be hugged and held by the ground beneath you. Letting yourself be hugged by the gravity around you. And just even remembering that ultimate hug of the earth and gravity. And how our whole planet is being held into place. And how you are being held to the earth. Remembering that we are all ultimately supported, safe, and being so grateful for just your ability to hear the words I'm saying, the opportunity you have to step away or take time for yourself, the technology that allows you to listen, just everything about your life and your circumstances that went right, that allow you to be here in this practice, in this moment. And having a deep sense of gratitude for that reality of how incredibly lucky you are. And just vowing to yourself that you will do great things with this luck, with these blessings. And that there is nothing but love around you, and you have the ability to grow that and share that. And you are worthy of that task. So if it feels like something you want to do, you can bring your hands to a prayer position at heart center, or just allow your hands to rest wherever they want to rest. Maybe they just want to touch your body, your stomach and the heart, or anywhere else that they feel drawn. And just trust that your hands will go where they are needed most right now. And just feeling that pulsing again of your palms, and just remembering all that power, all that love that is in your heart is directly connected to your hands. And your hands have the power to write, to play, to create, to heal. Your hands have the power to transfer all of that love from your heart into the world and the people around you. And your hands are special and important. Just feeling that love and bowing to that love. Allowing your head to bow when it feels right. And is bowing to the source that created you, whatever energy you believe that to be. Bowing to the unconditional love, support, and guidance that's all around you, whatever you believe that to be. Bowing to everyone else in this space for listening, for completing this practice alongside you. And most importantly, bowing to yourself for listening and for choosing to show up, for taking the time out of your busy life for this pure act of self-love and self-care. May this act continue to heal you through the rest of your days and your nights, and may you bring the same love and understanding into everything that you do and to everyone that you see. Namaste.